We've been talking about this for months.
I know. Okay. I don't know what to say. I'm nervous.
There's so
much to say. There's so much to catch up on. And also nothing to say that I haven't already said. I am so excited to be back for Thanksgiving.
What have you been up to?
Let's hello everybody, welcome to Home Movies. Hello everybody, welcome to Home Movies. It's Thanksgiving time.
Woo.
Yay, turkeys falling from the sky, etc.
Gobble, gobble.
Gobble, gobble, y'all. We are back. We are back at the most delightful time of year. We are back doing what I love most. This is my reason for living. It's why I do what I do. It is arguably the thing I look forward to most, both in my professional life and in my personal life. It's Thanksgiving. I'm thankful for Thanksgiving. I'm giving thanks for Thanksgiving. I'm giving thanks for the opportunity to give thanks.
It's giving Thanksgiving.
It's giving Thanksgiving. Yeah, that's funny. In producing these over the course of 2 days, which we're doing, this is day one, you know, I'm doing it sort of in real time how I would be doing it. And there are things that you'll see me do that maybe you've seen me do before. Like I'm gonna make a turkey stock, I'm gonna make a stuffing, I'm gonna make a da-da-da. But some of the recipes are brand new. Some of the recipes are tweaks on something that I've done. The only thing I'm really stressed out about is I really don't have enough chairs. But we'll figure that out later.
We've done stressful Thanksgivings in the past.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
I think that without the like comical, like, Kathy moment of like, will it all get done in time? Am I sweating? Is it crazy? I'm sort of like, you know what? I'm too old for that shit. There's no joy in it for me to feel like I am not showing you a stress-free way to do this. So like, with that said, there's also within this menu like a lot to consider in terms of like really good do-aheads, room temperature sides, or as my friend Emil calls it, room temperature living. We're really embracing that. I'm just not there anymore. I'm not feeling frantic. I'm feeling grounded. I'm feeling settled. I'm feeling prepared.
We're gonna say all this stuff about being peaceful, and it's like cut to tomorrow.
I know, and that is funny because we actually don't know how this is gonna go. Per usual, like people ask a lot actually with home movies. They're like, "Do you have like a script? Do you have like prompts? Do you have?" It's like, no, no. We are just going for it every day. What this Thanksgiving is about, it's about helping people troubleshoot. Like, what is the thing that like drives you the most crazy, or like what can I help you with the most? Like what is something that plagues you about Thanksgiving? Like how can I be most helpful? I would say 90% of the questions all sort of hover around the same concept. And that is, how can I please everyone? And I finally have an answer. And the answer is you can't. But I think that this is a menu that really comes close. Chapter 1, the turkey. Let's talk turkey.
I don't know anything about like turkey culture, I guess.
A lot of turkey meat dry.
Turkey is disgusting and should be avoided at all costs.
How are you cooking it through but not too dry?
Breast meat doesn't need to be eaten at all.
Basting is a lie.
I am vegan and I find vegan turkey disgusting.
If I have one singular complaint about turkey, it is that it's too big.
My solution this year is to just do the dark meat. It's like the leg. It's the leg and the thigh. Slow roasted over the course of like many hours. You can use olive oil or chicken fat, but something similar to a confit. And it is the most delicious turkey you'll ever have, period. But it also solves a lot of your problems. Number one, you can use chicken, you could use duck, you could use goose. Same method, same ingredients, same technique. So if you're sick of turkey, go ahead and use a different bird. See if I care. It can serve fewer people than a whole bird. You can just do 2 pounds of turkey legs. You could scale it up to 6 pounds of turkey legs. And the leftovers will keep for a very, very long time. It's not like sliced turkey meat that tends to dry out or you need to feel like you need to eat immediately. So solves the scalability problem. This turkey can be made days in advance. This turkey can be made 5 days in advance. This turkey can be made hours in advance. This turkey can be made and pulled out of the oven and then eaten immediately. It won't be stressing you out. It is not something that you need to concern yourself with at all. This turkey is vegan. No. In an effort to make sure that we're not missing out on that sort of like roasted turkey energy that you get from roasting a whole bird, we're gonna make turkey stock using roasted bones. And that's gonna begin our Thanksgiving journey. So if you're not making gravy, you could probably skip this. But to me, your gravy will only taste as good as your stock. And so to me, I take like extra special care in this step because it feels important to me. Because gravy's important to me. Turkey wings are so crazy looking to me. They're like prehistoric. But you know what? Above being wild looking, they're delicious. All right, I'm just gonna drizzle these with a little bit of oil to get them going in the oven and then season them with salt and pepper. You wanna make sure that you're roasting it sort of the flatter part down. So these are going into a 450 degree oven. And we're gonna roast these until they are deeply, deeply browned and very, very golden. Meanwhile, I'm gonna just chop up the rest of these vegetables. I don't bother peeling anything. It's not my style. But remember, we're straining all of this out. I like to add a little thyme or like whatever herbs you have lying around. And because I believe in the power of bay leaves, fresh and dried, I put one in. I'm just putting this in the back burner for now. Okay, so we're making the stock so we can make the gravy. And now we're gonna make the turkey so we can have the turkey. Salt refill.
Where'd you get that salt?
I know I saw it on Fresh Direct. When it comes to Thanksgiving shopping, I genuinely love to like hand pick certain things, and the other things I genuinely hate to shop for. Things like flour, my seltzer water, like big boxes of salt, sugar, maple syrup, things that are heavy that like I know exactly what I want and I just want somebody to bring it to me. I love Fresh Direct for. I use Fresh Direct, no joke, 1 to 3 times a week, depending if I'm doing photo shoots or especially helping with things like big dinner parties and Thanksgiving, because while it's nice to like go pick out your bunch of parsley at the farmer's market, it's like I am not trying to lug 80 pounds of like root vegetables and blocks of butter with me all over the city. I just don't have it in me. So I'm grateful for Fresh Direct. Not only does Fresh Direct do Fresh Direct Express, which I use probably more than the regular Fresh Direct because I always forget, but you can also use regular Fresh Direct and like build your cart, make the reservation in advance. So you can be like, delivery a week from Tuesday, and knowing that your groceries will come and you have up until I think it's like 12 to 24 hours before the delivery date to edit your cart. And I do that often. Just a little fun fact, just a little bit about me. And good news, if you are in New York, New Jersey, you can also get your groceries on Fresh Direct. And with the code Roman50, you can get $50 off. No, that's too much money.
Yeah, $50
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you get $50 off your first delivery of $99 or more plus free delivery. And I can tell you that since I know most of these ingredients came from Fresh Direct, you're gonna hit that $100 mark pretty easily on Thanksgiving. It's basically like half off all of your Thanksgiving groceries. And that I'm grateful for. Although I don't think it applies to me. I'm definitely not a new customer, unfortunately.
Back to turkey?
Anytime you're cooking a large piece of meat, be it a whole chicken, big turkey legs or quarters, prime rib, pork shoulder, leg of lamb, seasoning it at least 24 hours in advance is going to give you the best possible result. This is a smallish one, and that's great by me. Yeah, get in there, take a look. Take a long, hard look at that gorgeous leg. Basically just seasoning the turkey on both sides with this salt, sugar, pepper mixture, and we're gonna let it sit overnight. This is such a nice do-ahead that to think of doing this should give you like peace and solace, not stress. I'm not worried about this like fitting nicely in here. I'm just gonna cover this and put it in the fridge. Ooh. Wow, look at that. That looks so good. I would just fully eat that. I mean, I need it for the stock, but that looks so delicious. I'm gonna have a little bit. That tastes so good. Yeah, I'm calling, guys, this has never happened before on Thanksgiving, but I'm calling an audible right now. I have more turkey wings in the fridge. Tomorrow, I'm gonna roast them. I'm gonna serve them with the legs, and that's gonna become a recipe. These rule. These are so delicious, and this is just salt and pepper. I love it. All right, so these wings, though, are going in the pot. All right, so all this drippy drip is going into the pot.
Would drink.
We want to eat all that in the stock. So what we'll do is we'll just take a little bit of water and scrape it up. This works better when the pan is hot, which this isn't anymore. Because we're filming, people. So now I'm gonna cover this with water, and as the vegetables kind of soften and wilt, everything will fit in the pot, so don't worry about these little wingtips sticking out. Where do you guys have these legs, though? The thighs give unctuous luxury. The wings give, like, crispy, hedonist texture.
Hedonist?
Yeah.
It's a naughty wing?
I don't know, it's kind of naughty.
Wing, welcome to the Bad Girls Club.
It's the first inaugural meeting of the Bad Girls Club, Thanksgiving edition, featuring wings, bad girls. Bad Girls Club, bad girls. All right, we're gonna bring that to a strong simmer, then I'm gonna reduce the heat. We're gonna cook it for like 3.5 hours. Dessert. It's time to talk dessert.
Yeah, dessert. Oh, apple pie, pumpkin pie.
Pumpkin pie for sure has to be there.
It has to be pie, pumpkin and apple.
A pumpkin pie is good. Maybe a cannoli if you're Italian.
I love pecan pie, but my brother's allergic. Pecan pie and pumpkin pie, topped with whipped cream.
Creme brulee. I've never had creme brulee, I should say that, but if I were to do dessert, I would 100% do creme brulee.
A lot of people standing for pumpkin pie.
Standing?
Like, I love pumpkin pie. You
Really?
have to have it, yeah. I don't know.
I think it's because it's like the only time you can get it.
Yeah, I mean, sure, it's the thing that you eat once a year, but it's not for me, and we're not making it today. We're not making it any day. I won't make it. I don't want to make it. It's not something I want to do. Not for you, not for anyone.
What's your Thanksgiving dessert?
So, my compromise, which isn't really a compromise, it's me just doing what I want.
The Alison Roman compromise.
Which I'm grateful for, the ability to do, is I'm making a caramelized maple tart. And the reason I picked this was because, to me, it is exactly what you want a pumpkin pie to be, but with no pumpkin. Of the Venn diagram of like pumpkin pie and pecan pie, it fits directly in the center. Like it kind of has pecan pie. I switched to pecan. That was weird. I said pecan and then I went pecan. Every time I say pecan, I think of When Harry Met Sally. Would you like some more of my pecan pie? Right? That's what they say?
Pecan pie.
Pecan pie.
Pecan pie.
Pecan pie.
Do I just watched this movie.
And he's like, would you like to go to the movies with me?
Oh,
and
yeah.
she goes, would you like to? And he's like, no, I'm asking you, do you want to go to the movies? And then she's like, oh, I have a date. And he's like, I love Sally. Anyway. All right, I'm doing 200 grams of all-purpose flour. This is 80 grams of powdered sugar, a teaspoon-ish of kosher salt. This is like my basic press-in tart crust. I think it's the same exact recipe as the one for simple fruit tart. I like to do the edges first. So you kind of just like imagine how thick you want the walls. And if it goes above the tart pan, that's fine because we're gonna clean it up after. Make sure that you have even coverage on the bottom, so no holes. And then take your little knife if you like. You can bake it like this, who cares? So this is gonna go into the oven for 15 to 18 minutes, 15 to 20, let's call it, depending on your oven. Again, the hardest part of this filling is caramelizing the maple syrup. And the reason we do this is because maple syrup is a lot of water. It has a lot of liquid. So that's gonna simmer for like 8-ish minutes, and it's gonna become really dark, and the bubbles are gonna go from really fast and tiny to slower and bigger. So in this bowl, 1 whole egg and then 1 whole egg yolk. Just a little cool tablespoon of cornstarch. We have our crust. Depuff it a little, compress it, and I just like a tight corner on a tart shell. See how like slow moving the bubbles are now? That's what you're looking for. I'm gonna add a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon, and it should smell really, really good. It should smell almost like you're walking into a Yankee Candle, but in a good way. And then really slowly, it's just like you're making a caramel. Temper in a little bit of the hot cream and maple mixture. I always recommend baking this on a sheet pan. It just makes it easier to take in and out of the oven. Once we bake it and chill it, it's gonna, again, be like kind of shallow, and then we top it with a bunch of whipped cream. So this is gonna go into our 350-degree oven for 30 to 35. All right, it's time to take the tart out. I don't know why I'm doing it like that. See how puffy it is? See how it's like jiggling, but it's puffy? That's perfect. So I'm gonna let this cool to room temp before I pop it in the fridge overnight, and then that's when you put the whipped cream on it. Yum delish. All right, cranberry sauce.
Cranberry sauce. I don't do cranberry sauce, but other people like it.
It doesn't seem like it would get along with everything, but the contrast of the cranberries in addition to all the fats from the food is so good.
Cranberry sauce?
Nah, not really.
I like the ocean spray cranberry sauce.
That you plop it out of the jar and it comes out in one piece. Or like that doesn't look like a product anyone should put in their bodies.
As per usual, people have a lot of opinions on cranberry sauce. Should it be fresh? Should it have like a kiss of ginger? Should it have citrus in it? Should you just go with the can? And to that I say you should always go with the can, and you should also make fresh with cranberries, because they're, to me, two very different sauces. This is the jellied cranberry sauce without the berries. This is just the jelly sauce part that you like slice, and it's beautiful, and it's like kind of sweet and weird, and you're like, why are we eating this with a turkey? But who cares, because it feels right. But that said, I can't stop myself from making fresh cranberry sauce because I think it is really delicious. It is more acidic, it has more texture. 2 bags of cranberries, they can be fresh or frozen, it does not matter. They behave the same way. You won't ever be able to tell the difference at the end of the day. And 1 bottle of 12-ounce honey, which is a standard bear. Standard, 1 bear of honey. 1 standard unit bear. We're gonna go high heat. We're gonna like bring it up to a boil. It is kind of crazy though that like cranberry juice is a thing.
In what sense?
In that it's a very famous juice.
But like, why is that so crazy that that's...
Because look how dry this thing is. It's dry as shit. It's like, this ain't juicy. Like, orange juice. This checks out. It's juicy. There's so much juice in here. I understand the concept, but this is like a ball of sand. I'm like, you get juice out of this? That's crazy.
It does seem, it's like a pretty popular juice. I feel like
That's what I'm saying. It's a very popular juice. It's probably one of, if you ask people, if we were playing Family Feud and it was like famous juices, cranberry juice would be top 3, for sure. Orange juice, cranberry juice,
I don't know.
apple juice, grapefruit
Grape
juice,
juice.
tomato juice.
This is for the win! Juice!
Ooh, you hear them popping?
Yeah.
They pop really quickly. So see what happens? They pop, their skin split. I'm adding a 1/2 cup of water here just to keep it like from getting too jellied and tight. Cranberries are so high in natural pectin and acidity, so the combination of high pectin, high acidity means they gel really, really easily. So this is gonna calm down. See how bubbly it is? This is totally optional, but you can squeeze half or a whole orange into it after. And then you just kind of want to store it in whatever container until tomorrow. Tale as old as time. We're making stuffing. Stuffing should be made with bread that is stale. I'm not talking stale loaf because it's tough to rip a stale loaf. You should do a fresh loaf. And then to sort of mimic the stale energy, we air dry the torn bread overnight. It just is what it is. You got to do it the night before. This is fun though. It does make you feel very strong, very powerful. With regards to stuffing, it's something that I really believe in. I believe in the perfection of what I have created.
Yeah, I feel like people love an interesting stuffing.
No,
I don't want an
people
interesting
like
stuffing.
To say that there's interesting stuffing, but people want to eat good stuffing.
Yeah.
I don't want to get funky on Thanksgiving. I don't want to twist on anything. I want the thing that it's like, save it for another time. Part of the reason we do this and why I chose this loaf of bread is because this bread has structure, it has integrity, it has flavor. It is going to stand up even after we mix it with stock and eggs and softened vegetables and we bake it and the top gets crispy and the inside stays buttery and it's like so delicious. And also this type of bread gives you like the craggly bits and like nooks and crannies. Hence again, why we tear, never cube. David's wearing a Gilligan outfit. David is dressed as Gilligan. Hey David, Halloween. Halloween's in 2 weeks. Forget it.
No, finish the joke. It's gonna be worth it. Give it a go.
I was gonna be like, hey David, Halloween's not for a few weeks. He's fully dressed in a Gilligan outfit, is he not?
A Gilligan outfit?
Yeah, you're wearing a red shirt and a white bucket hat. It's giving Gilligan. It's giving Desert Isle. It's giving a 3-hour tour. It's giving a 3-hour tour.
This girl away from the stock.
Yeah, I'm overheating. All right, so we're gonna make 2 pans of stuffing. Let it be known, let it be so. And last but not least, before we say goodnight, it's time to strain the stock and make our gravy. Okay, so this stock has been simmering for approximately 3 hours. Wow, it's been exactly 3 hours. Bird box.
Do you think people are getting that Bird Box reference from 2 years ago?
Well, we're gonna make sure they do because we're gonna run back the tapes. Unless I look better 2 years ago, then don't run back the tapes. If one sense is dulled, the others are heightened.
Bird Box!
Sandra Bullock! I'm gonna save the wings and I'm gonna make something with them because the meat is so delicious. All right, it's time to strain the stock. Okay, it's time to strain the stock. Typically, how I like to do stock is I like to ladle everything into a colander that is set inside a bowl or a pot. I find this to be a lot less scary and a lot less dangerous. So I'm gonna let this drain. So I just want you to see how like beautifully golden this stock is. And it's very difficult to get that color if you don't roast your wings. And it should taste delicious. It should taste like you want your gravy to taste eventually because your gravy is gonna be 80% this stock. Gravy time. Because we don't have the drippings from the turkey, I'm using butter. I'm also using butter because butter tastes so good. I'm looking to brown the butter, and then to that I'm gonna add a half a cup of flour. So equal parts butter, flour. I've reduced the heat to low while this is happening, just to be like a little bit more in control. You don't want this to happen too quickly, and it's better for it to take a little bit longer and you like watch it change slowly rather than you like panicking, be like, oh my God, it's too brown too quickly. All right, I think we're good. We're like at the color of like a cappuccino. More of a latte. I'm gonna start by adding a small amount of the stock. Oh God, don't do that. Don't get it all over the place. But see how thick it gets? Isn't that wild? To this gravy, I'm gonna add a few sprigs of thyme because I have it and it's nice. I have the thyme. So let that simmer like a minute or two, and then I'm gonna adjust with like a little vinegar and a little soy sauce, which is just gonna kind of help it with like a bit more depth of flavor because we don't have those turkey drippings, so we're missing that like kind of concentrated saltiness. I added a little sherry vinegar. I feel like sherry has like a nuttiness to it that is like really nice with meat, and that's kind of it. I think a good gravy should be meaty, it should be rich, it should also be salty, and it should also be tangy. I think like it's gotta like perk up and blanket. It's like, it has to do it all. It's like pulling a lot of weight, but I believe in it. So not that it's a contest, I just did want to show you like, this is the gravy that I didn't roast, and this is the gravy that I did roast. And for now, we rest.
I think if we learned anything, it's like, you know what? This can be a chill holiday.
Do you feel like I'm more chill today than I have been in years past?
I think the real test is gonna be tomorrow. Like when...
Wow, okay.
Like when Anoop gets here at like 7, like what will the vibe be?
I think the vibe's gonna be caviar's out, ruffles are in a bowl, sour cream, nom nom.
Nom
you know?
nom. Let's go.
See you guys tomorrow. Bon voyage. I'll just be over here picking my turkey meat. So, it's time for the turkey. It's time to talk turkey. We're talking turkey, it's turkey time. I have sort of dry brined these legs. These are whole, well, actually, I guess they're quarters. Semantics. I think it's a leg. I think turkey parlance is that they are quarter. Just by sitting in this dish overnight, look how much liquid has been given off. We don't want to include any of that in our final sort of baking. So what I am going to do is I'm going to transfer these to a new baking dish. You basically want to make sure the thigh and the meatiest parts are submerged. The tip of the drumstick, if anything, should be the thing that is sort of protruded. I also think that 2 of these legs are actually on the smaller side and people are going to have legs closer to this, and all 4 would not fit in this dish. So I'm going to make the call that you should do 2 legs per baking dish. But you basically want them to be flat, like this. Would it be a holiday if I didn't root around in my fridge for an hour? Where are the hearty herbs? To these baking dishes, I'm gonna add some shallots, some herbs, some garlic, and I'm gonna keep the skin on because I like the way it looks when it roasts. And then the garlic I'm just having crosswise. I'm really feeling thyme this year. And if I have a lot of something, I'm gonna use it. If I have an herb that I've been using for something else, I'm gonna use it again and again and again, like rather than have like random herbs. But I always, I like to mix them up. So I'm gonna use some oregano, some marjoram, some thyme. I'll save the sage for the squash. But if you wanted to add sage, now's the time. Again, not an herb I use often, but when I do, it's Thanksgiving. And you're not really gonna touch this beyond what you see now. So like kind of how you arrange things in the baking dish is how they will appear at the end. And this is very much like a, excuse me for what I'm about to say, an oven to table dish, in that like you could easily bring this from the oven to the table. Okay, so these go in, I'm gonna cover them in foil. They go in at 275 for 3 hours. And basically at that point, they will be completely cooked through. They will be delicious, they will be tender, but they'll be a little not brown. They'll be browning, but not as brown. So what I'll do is I'll take the foil off for the last hour of cooking. Also, don't panic. All of this fat we are gonna reuse. It is gonna be more than what we put in because some of that turkey fat is gonna render, and it's gonna be flavored with like garlic and shallot and thyme and oregano, and it's gonna be so delicious, and you can use it throughout the year. The investment in that large amount of chicken fat, duck fat, olive oil, whatever, which is expensive, it's something that is an investment in the future of your cooking. You don't have to worry about getting this too tight. I just kind of do like a cover, and in they go, and that's it. That's the hardest part. That's like, you've made the turkey, basically, and all you have to do is wait. The most important ingredient is time, or squash it. So the beauty of this turkey that goes in at 275 for 3 hours is that your side dish of squash is also gonna be roasted at 275 for about that long as well. So everybody wins. Squash, 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 squash. The flesh of the squash gets like deeply caramelized and like impossibly tender. It's almost custardy. And because we're gonna sort of crowd the baking dish, it's gonna kind of steam as it caramelizes, but it just kind of like gives up everything to you. It's like, I'm my most sweet, I'm my most flavorful, I'm my most tender, and it's all for you. Should we do a butternut? Should we do 3 types of squash?
Okay, medley? We doing a medley?
A triptych.
Let's do a medley. Let's do a honey nut.
We're getting crazy here today.
Whatever. My Thanksgiving, my rules. You want to do 3 types of squash? Do it.
I'm trying to think of a Bad Girls Club with regards to squash.
Yeah, it's not like a Bad Girls Club, but I do.
But it is my house, my rules.
But it is my house, my rules. It's giving Flo Rida. Thanksgiving. So I'm just using a spoon. I'm gonna scoop out the seeds. Satisfying. You can save them if you want and roast them. I'm not gonna do that. I would watch an hour of somebody just doing this.
It's pretty satisfying.
So instead of doing them whole like this, which you don't get as much surface area, I am gonna quarter them. How's it all gonna fit? You might be asking yourself. Well, friends, I mean, that will fit. And then where are we though, you know? You know what would be nice? I'm gonna roast this little baby butternut for our vegan friend. The difference is that one has butter, one doesn't. I'm gonna smash some garlic to add with the sage. Because we're doing this at such a low temperature, we can afford to put the garlic in there like that without worrying about it burning. We'll do about 2 tablespoons-ish of oil. I'm gonna move these around and, you know, re-stack them beautifully.
Is there anything you're looking for when you're like selecting squash at the store to make sure it's...
Honestly, it's like very superficial. I'm like, what's the cutest? But that's why it's also nice to shop at a place like FRESH Dilly, because you know that no matter what, all the squash is cute. And then I'm gonna keep this one just with sage, but you could add, again, if you're like a rosemary head, go ahead. Do about 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. Almost everything on this menu has butter. Isn't that nice?
Festive.
Right?
Very.
It's giving fall. It's giving thanks.
It's gorgeous.
Gourd one.
Wow. Okay, I'm putting these in the oven at the same time as the turkey, and they won't come out until the turkey comes out. No one comes out until the turkey comes out. New rule. All right, now it's time for some stovetop work.
Okay.
It's time for potatoes.
Not really a fan of mashed potatoes. I think it's a textural thing for us.
What a mashed potato is texture, it's cloud, and to me that is the height of luxury.
No lumps.
I like my mashed potatoes a little lumpy.
Creamy with gravy for sure.
I like a creamy, or I guess a lumpy.
Do you like mashed potatoes?
Yeah, of course.
I like my mashed potatoes to have texture, to have lumps, to have like herbs and lots of sour cream and like mixed in. It's like rich and decadent and full of texture. A lot of people don't feel that way, I've learned.
Hello, darkness,
I think a lot of people interpret a lumpy mashed potato as an accident or as like somehow you've messed up. Something must have gone wrong. There's lumps in the mashed potatoes. I like the lumps. It's not user error. It's not because I don't know how. It's because I don't want to. Whether you like your mashed potatoes lumpy and like more rustic and like you're just using a wooden spoon to mash, you can do the exact same recipe. Or if you prefer them to be like perfectly smooth and fluffy and delicate like a baby's food. It's the same recipe, same ratio, same ingredients, same everything. I've made these mashed potatoes before in the past, last Thanksgiving video, because I think it's a perfect recipe. It's tangy, there's buttermilk, it's like delicious, it's textured. But today we're gonna be doing the creamy version of that. Then we're also gonna be doing a potato for the people who like texture in their potatoes. I know that if I were to only serve that potato dish, people would be like, where are the mashed potatoes? So in an effort, in the spirit of you can't please everyone, but you can try and you can come close, I'm saying, okay, I realize my shortcomings and that I'm not a mashed potato person. Most people are. I'm doing this for you. I'm gonna do equal parts Yukon Gold for the creaminess and the humble russet for the starchiness. I like combining both.
2 years ago when you made the mashed potatoes, I don't remember you being anti those mashed potatoes.
I wasn't, because they had lumps in them. I made them with a wooden spoon in a pot. They were delicious. I sort of thought everyone would be like, wow, this is so much better than the other ones. And like no one said that. What was your favorite thing on the table tonight?
The mushrooms. My favorite was the gratin.
The dark meat of the turkey.
I liked the presentation of the turkey. No one said they were better. They said they were great, but no one, still if you give people an A-B option, like do you prefer a smooth and creamy or like coarse texture, adult, sexy, grown-up mashed potato, they're gonna choose baby food every time. I can't help that.
Question felt a little leading.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Are you a baby who cries all the time, or
are you an adult, sexy, sophisticated, intelligent?
Or are you married? I'm just kidding.
I really do like, and no one told me that they preferred this significantly more. They all said it was just great.
I know, I'm sick. If somebody doesn't fawn over the work that you've created, they obviously hate it and don't prefer it. You basically just want them all kind of roughly the same size so they cook at the same rate. We're gonna salt these potatoes very well, because this is your first chance to season the potato. It's the difference between putting salt on something and salt in something, just like we cook our pasta in salted water. You gotta salt it from the beginning. Same goes with the potatoes, perhaps even more important in a potato. I'm just covering it with cold water, bring it up to a boil. So our potatoes have been boiling for about 15 minutes and they're perfect. I turn them off the heat, but basically you just kind of want to pick one, doesn't matter which. Oh, beautiful, soft, no resistance, can be easily crushed. You really want them to be dry before they enter the chat. I really like the combination of buttermilk and heavy cream for something like this. I grew up with my mom making them with milk. Also good, but heavy cream is better. Part of why mashed potatoes are often unsuccessful is because you're adding a cold dairy to a hot potato, and that's when you like end up really like overworking them. So you need to add hot to hot. I'm also gonna add the stick of butter to the dairy. We're gonna mash these potatoes. Are you guys ready? I got something for you. If you're gonna do something, do it all the way. You know, and if you're gonna be like, how do you make really creamy mashed potatoes? I do think you should be using a ricer. And so I got one. I got a ricer.
Wow. Are you test driving this at all? Or is this going to be your first time on camera?
First time on camera.
Wow.
You know me. I don't test drive So I'm going to rice these into here, a thing that I am comfortable doing and enjoy.
I'm a natural ricer.
Yes, I put the potatoes in the ricer and then I rice them.
Well, it's like a giant
you
garlic
ready?
press.
Worms.
That is visually compelling.
Well, I live to create content, so. I'll tell you, there are no lumps that are coming into this bowl. Oh, there's a lump.
You're getting riced.
There's probably a better way to do this, but I don't care. I really don't. Are you enjoying this?
Honestly,
are you not entertained?
It looks great.
It is by far the like biggest gadget I've ever seen.
I never use gadgets. This is a little medieval feeling, so I think it passes my test of like, would I use it, but.
Giving Ren Fair.
It is giving Ren Fair. This is like, if I were making gnocchi, I would do this, but I'm also not making gnocchi. I simply hated every second of that.
Did you?
Yeah, it was really annoying. It's like, now I have to wash that stupid thing. If you are making these a day ahead, a few hours ahead, the best way to mix them is in the vessel that you're going to like reheat them in. There's no use in like transferring it to a plastic container, then I'm doing the plastic container and putting the thing. It's like, I'm gonna strain out this garlic, pour this over, about a half at a time as to not overwhelm the potato. Give them a chance to soak everything up. They will stiffen up a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, you guys, I see lumps everywhere. These are so lumpy.
It looks pretty creamy over here.
I mean, they're creamy, but like...
She wants like Fritz.
I don't want a puree. I'm not making palm puree. These are delicious.
Yeah, it's like...
These are like impossibly delicious. So delicious. They look lumpy. Throw that ricer right in the fucking trash. I didn't do shit.
Wow.
Putting this on the thing. These are done. All right, potato 2. I'm boiling some potatoes. I'm boiling 3 pounds of potatoes that are all roughly the size of a golf ball. I use that reference a lot, but I don't play golf. So it's been about 3 hours and our turkey is nearly cooked. Our squash is delightful, but I am gonna give it a little flip because we've cut it on 2 sides, so I'm just gonna, I have the time, I'm gonna flip it to make sure that the other side gets as like steamy and tender. The stuffing I'm gonna do later. I'm gonna do the green beans now while I wait for the potatoes to boil. In terms of the green vegetables, green beans to me are it. They are the most delicious, they're the most fun to eat. They're festive, they're in season. I like them so much. And they're just the vegetable that I wanna eat during this time. I don't want a Brussels sprout, I'm sorry, I just don't. I'm sure there's a million wonderful Brussels sprouts recipes that exist. I've written some of them. But frankly, it's not the green vegetable Thanksgiving for me. Today we're gonna do like a, kind of like a hybrid braise saute situation. So I'm just taking the little stem off. When I say take the stem off, I don't mean the tail, I mean the stem. You know what's ugly to me? This. A stubby little stick. I hate it. It's disgusting. Keep the tail on. Elegant, fun, beautiful, curly, Art Deco. It's giving Paris. This is disgusting. So
You're like au revoir.
yeah, exactly. It's a soothing task. This is like something to do over morning coffee or 3 p.m. coffee. Ooh, look at that one. Someone was hungry. Manja, manja. It's a bug.
With a bug?
Yeah. I think I would do a good job of writing like a food-focused children's book or movie. Because I know what the baby's like. It's mashed potatoes.
Yeah. Rice potatoes. Hey, baby.
It was, you know what I will say about the ricer? It was fast. Like I made mashed potatoes very quickly. Normally, like if you're doing like the crush, that takes a while.
So you like it or you don't?
No, I don't. I'm trying to not be so negative.
Nice.
Because I know somebody out there is like, I love my ricer.
Well, that's okay too.
And you're a baby.
Shut up, child.
And you're 18 months.
And that concludes my children's
Get
book.
it? Because people are always like, they're 18 months. I'm like, well, are they a year and a half or what?
Oh my god. I can't wait till you tell me your child's 18 months.
I'm not. I'm going to say they're a year and a half. They're in a 98th percentile.
They're so, honestly, everyone says this, but they're really so smart.
The doctors did say that I was the most beautiful baby that the hospital has ever seen.
All right, I'm off this job. I'm sorry.
We unearthed this photo that Max really likes, but I think is bad, but it does have the same energy.
Of what?
Of me.
Oh.
It's cute.
I did find a side-by-side image where I look like your dad in the picture.
You look like my dad in a lot of pictures, Dan. You look like my father.
He pulled up a picture of him.
Oh, yeah, yeah. It's like giving... Oh, wow, what? Wait, will you show the camera?
Put it in the video.
Okay.
It won't translate on the phone.
There's Dan Roman. There's Dan Roman.
That's crazy. In this pot, I have a 1/4 cup of olive oil, a shallot, 6 cloves of garlic that I sliced, and I'm just gonna cook them until they're soft, starting to brown, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, I'm saving some garlic raw for the end, and I'm gonna slice some lemon to add to that pot once that starts to get going, because I don't wanna overwhelm and like cause too much moisture. So once I do that, it's lemon, it's chili, it's green beans, and that's kind of it. To me, this is like a bright, punchy, perfectly Thanksgiving-y side, but it doesn't obviously, aside from like the shallot and the garlic, have any obvious Thanksgiving flavors, but that's fine by me. Like there's no butter, there's no thyme, there's no like savoriness going on, but that's by design because everything else has so much of that going on. In order to continue cooking them through and to prevent anything from burning, I like to add a little bit of water to the pot. And I would do the same thing if I were using a skillet, but this kind of like steam sautés them. I'm just gonna finely chop this lemon and garlic so we can use it on our green beans. Ooh, it already looks so good.
Do you want to show everyone else?
Yeah. Doesn't it look so nice already? I'm just gonna gently coat the top. But this turkey is cooked through. It is tender, it is perfect, it is delicious. It is the moment. It's gonna go back in the oven for another hour, at least. What a day. What a beautiful day. The stuffing, it's annoying. Stuffing's annoying to make.
My dad really likes like an interesting stuffing. I don't want that. I want the like back of the box.
It's probably the best part of Thanksgiving.
Stovetop and sometimes Pepperidge Farm.
I could see Pizza Hut making a dessert stuffing one day. It's salad, oops, all croutons.
I feel like stuffing's that one thing where like you could experiment with and do whatever you want.
I like cornbread and sausage stuffing. How do I feel about stuffing? Negative. Very negative.
Stuffing, at its most basic, is old bread soaked in butter and stock and some sort of oniony thing and probably lots of celery. If you don't like celery, I don't know what to tell you. Don't come to my house. And yeah, enough with the flavors, enough with the kooky combos, enough with the stuff in the stuffing. This isn't the time for your little experiments.
Cacio pepe stuffing.
Yeah. It's only a matter of time, David, and you know it.
Bread stuffing.
I mean, if you're watching this show, you probably know that I don't do that. And, like, don't condone it. And then someone's gonna be like, you're snobby. I'll be like, okay. Yeah, I am judgmental when it comes to the sanctity of stuffing and foods that should taste like the food. Okay, I'm gonna start chopping my vegetables because this takes a minute. 2 large leeks, or if you're me, 8 very tiny ones. And then about 4 large stalks of celery. Again, I have like very tiny, thin, skinny celery. So I'll go 6 stalks. Probably gonna almost use the whole head because it's a lot of leaf too. Okay. Yay!
Yay!
And then garlic. This will be the last time I cut garlic on this show. You know when you're in yoga class and they're like, this is the last down dog of the class. And you're like, thank God. And you can like get through it knowing that.
Love yoga.
That's how I feel about cutting this garlic right now. I'm gonna start by melting 1 stick. That is 8 tablespoons. That is a ½ cup of unsalted butter. All right, 2½ cups. I'm gonna, keep this nearby in case I need it for the gravy, in case I need it for more of the stuffing. And I normally add chives to this stuffing, but I'm not going to do that this year, only because the other potatoes that I'm making, the like crushed potato gratin, has a ton of scallion in it, and I just don't need the chive and the stuffing. There's plenty of leeks, there's plenty of garlic. I'm just gonna take it out. Meanwhile, I'm gonna chop up these celery leaves to add. If you didn't have celery leaves, you could use parsley. If you'd like to do sage instead of marjoram or oregano, you should. What I am gonna do is I'm gonna whisk our eggs and our stock, and that's what's gonna help sort of thicken it. The egg is what makes it bind. It gives it like that custardy energy and takes it from like soaked bread to stuffing. We're basically sweating out the moisture in these leeks and the celery, which concentrate their flavors. Okay, I'm hot. I'm not stressed though, I'm just hot. I'm sorry, I'm gonna change it to a tank top. It's too hot. You basically are cooking it until almost all of the liquid is evaporated. I'm gonna take my vegetables, put them in the big bowl. Your biggest bowl, the biggest bowl you have. If you have to use a pot, use a pot. Give this like a gentle toss. I'm still hot, but so much less hot than I was. I had to change. For the first time on Home Movies, I changed because I was hot, not because I spilled on myself. Another moment of personal growth. My innovation on stuffing this year is that I'm baking it in a round dish. Nobody's doing that, my friends. So we're gonna cover this with foil, and then we're going to bake it for 25 to 30 minutes at 375. Then we're gonna remove the foil. Wow, this butter is Bad Girls Club. Bad Girls. When you pull this out of the oven, everyone's gonna be like, what kind of vegetable side dish casserole did you make in that round baking dish? And you'll say, no, my friends. That's stuffing.
This was all by design? You like sought out the dish specifically for round stuffing?
Yeah.
How long have you been thinking about round stuffing?
At least 2 weeks.
Why?
You're just drunk with power.
Yeah.
Guys, let's
the
make
next
it happen.
viral recipe, round stuffing.
Guys, let's do it.
Guys, let's make it happen. Let's see that charting. The last thing we're gonna do that has to do with the oven are potatoes.
Nope.
Part 2. What?
Turkey wing.
I hate that I said I was gonna do it.
And you're so excited about it.
I know, and I am gonna do it. It doesn't, I mean, it's putting wings on a tray and baking them. I need to take a clean break. This isn't really a potato gratin. Okay, I'm tricked you.
Oh my God. This ending's got a lot of twists.
I know, you gotta keep them guessing. You gotta give them a reason to watch to the end, you know? As I was thinking about the menu, I was like, I really want, if I'm gonna do a mashed potato, I want like a gratin, meaning I want like a creamy, crispy potato that has like heft and chunk to it. I could not find it in myself to take out my mandolin. And I was like, if I'm gonna use a ricer for the mashed potatoes, I'm certainly not gonna use a mandolin for the other potatoes. And so then I thought, what about just boiling, crushing potatoes, covering them with cream and scallion, baking them at a really high temperature until the cream has soaked into the potato, the scallions and the potatoes are crispy, and then you shower it with herbs. Is that not a gratin? I'm not hearing any response from any single person in this room.
I don't know what is it.
Gratin just means like brulee, basically.
It doesn't mean the
gratin. No, gratin doesn't mean cheese, and it doesn't mean scalloped. Gratin just means like broiled.
Oh.
I think, or like broiled with cream.
Let's see.
Fact check me.
What is a gratin?
It literally means.
Oh, it means a gratin is baked or cooked under an overhead grill or broiler to form a golden crust on top, and often is served in its baking dish.
Yes and yes. Yes and yes and. I also got this dish for the potatoes. You want to see?
Oh my God.
How fun!
That reveal was really nice.
Thank you. It's for pie, but I thought, I just love the frilly edges. I think it's sweet. Gotta keep it fresh. You gotta keep it fresh. Fresh direct. Sorry. I'm taking a bunch of scallions and I'm gonna slice the scallions. Some of them are gonna go in the potatoes, some of them are gonna go on top later, after the potatoes come out of the oven.
12 minutes ago on Home Movies.
I'm boiling some potatoes. I'm boiling 3 pounds of potatoes. Basically, we're taking these potatoes and we're crushing them, like so, and we're putting them in the baking dish. I'm not married to this swirl. I'm just trying something out.
You're freestyling.
Yeah. I don't think I like that. I think I need more freeform. Because we've cooked these potatoes in well-salted water, they're already pretty well seasoned, so you don't have to worry too much about seasoning them again, but because we're adding cream, which doesn't have any salt, I'm adding a lot of cracked black pepper onto these potatoes. That is by design. Potato is a starch. It will continue to absorb liquid, even if it is cooked. It's like a piece of bread, while baked, will still absorb liquid. So this is gonna go in, when we bump up the stuffing to 425, we're gonna add this to the oven as well, and they'll bake probably around the same time. Okay, so I have my little 425 pile. I've got my potatoes, I've got my stuffing, and I'm about to put my wings. Those will all go in at 425 into the oven, same time. You may remember that I wanted to make wings. This is extra credit, this is bonus, this is definitely not something that you have to do. This is something that I really want to do because as good as the legs are, and they are so good, there is something that I miss about the crispy skin, wingtip, crunchy bone part. And that's what we're gonna do with the wings. That will be our crispy, crunchy bone part.
Classic turn of phrase.
All right, and just like we did before, I'm gonna roast them that sort of flat skin side down. We have our turkey, we have our stuffing, we have our potatoes. They're all gonna go in at 425 to get crispy, to get brown, to get wonderful. And then we're making a salad, and then I'm gonna change, and I'm gonna freshen up, and we're gonna have Thanksgiving. And at this point, I have to say, it's like, sure, give anyone 2 full days and they can put together a meal. I get it, but.
I don't know. I think you're doing good.
Yum!
Wow.
Bubble, bubble.
Whoa.
It's giving witch's brew. It's giving spooky. Could it be more golden brown?
That's crazy.
Right?
What a glow up.
So beautiful, so gorgeous. So that's done. I mean, that's like beautiful, shreddy, delicious looking meat. For like the amount of effort it takes, there's no greater reward. I will never do more than I have to when it comes to a turkey because the best turkey is still like, it's great. It's never, it's like, it's great, it's good. I mean, this is fantastic, but like the amount of effort I put into this is about as much as I want to put into a turkey. No offense.
Let's put the 425 gang in.
Oh yeah, okay, let's bump her up. I can't wait to make it even hotter in here.
We make salad, we have it there, but like, does anyone really eat it?
I don't really like it because it's crunchy and sometimes bitter.
I think a salad is nice to have somewhere on the table, but I can't say that I've ever eaten a salad when it's been there.
Salads for sure, like a big Caesar salad, like a grilled chicken Caesar salad. That like hits every single time. Like we have that every year.
Do-do-do-do. Okay, so we are gonna make a salad. I have talked to a lot of people, and I would say chapter salad is divisive. A lot of people say, salad on Thanksgiving? Not on my watch. Salad on Thanksgiving? I wouldn't bother. Salad on Thanksgiving? Not for me. It's for me. I need it. I need it. I need the salad. I need the crisp. I need the acidic. I need the crunchy. I need the texture. I need the fall produce. I need the leafy. I need the crunchy. I need the satisfying amalgamation of bitter and tart and sweet and crunchy. And like, I need it.
Okay. Why do you need it? She's the salty, the bitter, the crunchy.
Were you not, someone was absolutely not paying attention.
No,
I'm not going to give you the satisfaction.
No, why? Like you said all those things. Like what about the meal makes you want?
Where have you been the last 2 days, Dan? Butter, heavy cream, more butter, bread, potato, chicken fat, turkey leg.
Dots of butter.
To those that say, well, that's what the cranberry sauce is for. Cranberry sauce is candy. Cranberry sauce is dessert. It's a jelly. It's a fruit jelly. It's not a salad. I need the roughage. I need the crunch. I need the acidity. I need the bitterness. I need the salad. The real star here, if I'm honest, are nuts. It is a toasted pecan you toast it in oil, you add some fennel seed to reinforce the fennel flavor. You add honey at the end to kind of like give them a little sweetness and roundness. Ooh, what's that? Fresh Direct? Fennel seed? And what that is doing is just giving you like a bit more aromatic, a bit more like joie de vivre in your pecan, and then season also with salt and pepper.
What is the salad itself?
Well, David. Well, David, I'm glad you asked. It's a tart, crisp apple. It's gorgeous, crispy, crunchy fennel, and it's beautiful little bitter greens. That is strong but delicate. It is tough, but vulnerable. Also, herbs. All right, I'm gonna add the honey now, if you wanna look and see what those look like. 2 kind of big spoonfuls of honey. And we're kind of doing this just to kind of melt the honey. So we're gonna let our pecans totally cool because we don't wanna put a hot pecan on our salad. We'll get our salad ingredients kind of gathered, because that can happen at like the very, very last minute. Because our friends are gonna get here soon. Thrilling. It is annoying that is who I am. It just is who I am. So I'm gonna season this, the apple and the fennel with some sherry vinegar. It's the only time you're using acid with this much abandon, and we're not pickling these things, but you're going pretty heavy. I would start with 2 tablespoons and then go from there. Well, let me check on these wings. The stuffing's ready actually, as well. This is also a wonderful opportunity for herbs. So I'm gonna actually add some tarragon. There's also gonna be a little bit of dill in this salad because I have some left over. Wow, abundance. Fall vibes.
Leaves.
Yum to this salad. Let's keep plating. Okay, this squash is so good. And you can eat the whole thing, the skin and all. All right, so our mashed potatoes, they look like boucle.
What? You look like an expensive sofa.
It's like an expensive Italian fabric that may or may not be going out of style in the next 3 to 6 months.
Rare? Ooh.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Well, they already matched the plate. Our potatoes, you can see like the cream has like started to reduce and like crisp up around the edges. And there's like crispiness on the tops and the edges, and it's like very, very good. Really do our herbs up for these potatoes. They want it, they deserve it.
This isn't your baby's potatoes.
No, these are for adults. These are adults only. This is what the stuffing looks like. Gorgeous, gorgeous vessel. Couldn't have picked a better vessel.
I've never seen it before.
It's new.
And now the main event.
The moment we've all been waiting for.
Truly.
So doing this is actually very easy. All we're doing is we are lifting the turkey from the baking dish and putting it on here. It is so tender that you don't need to carve it. It will just kind of fall apart on its own. This is what I'll spoon over as like pre-gravy, which sounds a lot naughtier than it is.
Real naughty Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's an adult Thanksgiving.
This is extremely adult.
Yeah. Thanksgiving after dark.
Someone's gonna be like, so you mean to tell me for Thanksgiving you just roasted some turkey wings with salt and pepper? And I'll say, yes, I did. And the stuffing comes in around. We did it. I think we did everything.
And it's extremely chill. I can't stress enough, like, this is not frantic right now.
No, I don't feel crazy.
Yeah, and like everything's ready. No one's here yet.
Everything is ready. And I said between 6:30 and 7, so which means people will show up in the next 15 minutes to half hour.
For this adult Thanksgiving.
Yeah, because adults are on time. So we'll see you in a bit. I'm gonna set the table, I'm gonna light some candles, we're gonna put some music on, I'm gonna change, it's gonna get less hot in here, it's gonna be great. I can't wait. Does anyone have any questions? I feel like we did a great job.
No, you crushed. Food looks great, everything's done.
Okay.
You should go change.
Okay.
Cool.
Great.
All right.
Have you guys ever seen a stuffing baked in a round dish before?
Regular Thanksgiving.
Yes, thank you for joining me for regular Thanksgiving. What would you say was a highlight this year for you?
Oh, friends. Friends.
No, but food-wise.
Oh. I thought the gravy was poppin' on those new mashed potatoes.
Did you find them to be silky, or did you
They were
prefer
creamy.
the lumps?
I prefer the lumps because it reminds me of my grandmother, and I think all dark meat is the way to go.
She's such a good girl.
She's such a good girl.
My complaint usually about Thanksgiving is that it's usually just like a bunch of mush. It's like American mush. And this is not that. And the dish that I would say really stands out to me because it is firing up my mouth right now are those string beans. I'm eating them with my fingers.
What did you think of the stuffing?
Oh my God, flavorful, dynamic, almost like a tear apart, visceral. It's a visceral stuffing.
What was your favorite part about how round it was?
I think just like that, like it's a circle.
Yeah, right.
And conversation is a circle. And it made me feel like,
Yeah. Jeremy, welcome to Thanksgiving.
Thank you so much.
Thanksgiving, what was your favorite part of this specific meal?
The stuffing, incredible. It was rich, it was crispy. That was probably the best stuffing I've ever had,
Yeah.
truly.
Do you think it was also the roundness of it? That it was like baked in a round baking dish rather than a rectangular one?
Yes. Are you feeding me?
No,
it was because it was
feeding me.
round.
The green beans took a spicy turn, which I absolutely loved.
Yeah.
The new creamy smashed potato.
The crushed one
The
with
crushed,
the cream on them.
yeah.
This might not work. Are you filming? Okay, well, I felt like this Thanksgiving was a real success, and I have to resist the urge to say that because it went smoothly and there wasn't chaos, that like it was boring. Things don't have to be a mess for them to be good, and they don't have to be chaotic for them to be interesting. So that's what we call personal growth, and that's what we call becoming an adult, and that's what we call 2023 Thanksgiving. See, I mean, something's gonna happen. You know what's also adulting is clip-on earrings. The place looks like a mess. It's hot as shit. The music stopped working, the internet went out. It's fine, but like, honestly, who cares? I am so thrilled that I get to cook food for people that I love for a living, honestly and earnestly. And I'm so happy to be here, and so is Dan and David and Eve and Sean and Aaron and Elena and Jane and everybody that made this happen. And we are grateful for you that you keep watching our home movies because we love making them. No, your eyes do not deceive you. The stuffing is round. I'm baking it in a round dish.
Round stuffing?
Wow, round stuffing. No one's doing that one. Nobody's doing that, my friends. Round stuffing. Stuffing but round.
Is it round?
Yes. Is that a round stuffing? No one's doing that.